Okay, so let's take it to the next level this morning in the world of sports. As we bring you on board the second edition for this week, your daily breakfast sports show, Sports Bang, on the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM. Today is the 20th day in the month of September, year 2022, and we're so delighted to be reporting for duty armed with the best and the latest in the world of sports. Of course, once again, you're tuned to Splash 105.5 FM. We're broadcasting from the White House building, Felele, in the city of Ibadan. We're talking about Ibadan. It's cold, it's wet, and so we're just, set to basically wet your morning with the juiciest of
Make
stories
cool.
Today. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. This morning, I've got blessing for and together we'll be riding, driving this show, making sure that you have a morning that is worthwhile getting this. Remember, we're also streaming live on our Facebook fan page, and we do invite you to join. It is Splash 105.5 FM Ibadan. And in case you're logging in for the first time, www.facebook.com/Splash 105.5 FM Ibadan. Blessing for how are you today?
I'm fine today. Good morning to you. Good morning to the city of Ibadan. Consider this your hot cup of coffee or tea, as the case may be, as we go into the world of sport this Super Tuesday morning. I'm happy to be back here.
Cup of coffee will make me sleep.
Really?
It works.
It doesn't.
Way
no,
for me.
No, it doesn't work that way for me. I mean, it's always just so cool.
It makes me sleep. That's why when I go for conferences,
you don't go for coffee?
For those tea breaks.
Really?
I just
funny enough, I grew up loving tea. As in, like the average Nigerian home, it was all about tea.
Maybe mine was about tea. But trust me, I mean, coffee makes sense.
I mean, I love coffee though. It's good.
Okay, so Dixon,
which one you like?
2 cups.
I'll send my answer, don't worry.
Oh, please. Blessing and money.
My name is Fuwe, please.
I think one day we'll discuss this. Maybe we'll take about 5 minutes to discuss, blessing and, let me not send the wrong messages. She's just business-minded.
Yeah.
When it comes to making money,
all about the business.
Blessing would focus.
Yes.
She will focus on our focus.
Yes.
Okay, so on our table today, we are from the world of boxing. Wildest coach backs Joshua to shock Tyson Fury. Okay, and we're looking forward to the international break. And Super Eagles camp swells as 18 players arrive for Algeria friendly. Remember, we're being used here as a tune-up for, the countries going to the World Cup. They need to be in the right shape. Kylian Mbappe resolves image right disputes with French FA after team photo snub. What do you think is going down there? Yesterday was all about the final journey for the Queen Elizabeth II. So I believe we can all move on after this. But David Beckham and Tyson Fury among sports stars to also pay tribute to the great monarch who recently just passed. Well, Alan Shearer said something, and I think it's up for discussion, that Arsenal are not title contenders just yet. That's his position. This is somebody who today still stands as, unarguably the greatest goal scorer in the history of the EPL in terms of the number of goals posted. So maybe he knows one or two things about title contention, but some people also ask, how many EPL titles
did he win in his career?
So maybe if someone like Paul Scholes, he's talking about winning titles, Frank Lampard. Okay, I was gonna say Steven Gerrard.
No.
Maybe there's another Steven.
Who is not Gerrard?
Okay, let's be nice this morning. Okay, so Blessing, let's quickly start from what Alan Shearer said, and that's where I'm actually taking it from this morning. He said that Arsenal, I mean, remember they are top of the table at this point in time, but they're not title contenders despite a strong start to the season. The bounce back from defeat to Manchester United with a comfortable 3-0 win away to Brentford on Sunday. The win took Mikel Arteta's side back to the top on the league table, but writing in his column on BBC Sports Show, however, admitted that it is a different Arsenal team under Arteta. It is not time to talk about them as title contenders yet, but people now know that this is a different Arsenal to the team we just saw 13 months ago. In just over a year, Arteta has not just built a different team, he has transformed the mood of the old club. He deserves great credit for that because he got a lot of criticism after the way they started last season with 3 straight defeats, including so many Arsenal fans who felt maybe letting Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang
was the worst decision they could have taken.
But then look at the club, look at the team, look at everything. But then again, of course, we know nobody wins the title in September. But should we be ruling them out of title contention?
Actually, did you actually put them in the title contention in the first place? That's where I will start from. Because personally,
who is in the title contention?
I mean, for me, hands down, Manchester City to begin with.
It can't be just one team.
Then Liverpool
this Liverpool.
Yes, I mean, at the start of the season, before we started seeing all of this performance.
No, we've played, I think, seven games now.
Yes,
so,
but
forget what obtained at the start of the season.
Agreed.
Do you still see this Liverpool?
Yes, I still think Liverpool can turn their season around and still go all the way to challenge for the league. So yes, Liverpool.
Even Chelsea,
perhaps, but the kind of start that they've had, and then the fact that they have changed managers again could be an issue for them. But for
the kind of start that Liverpool has had doesn't matter.
They could turn things around. They have the same manager. They have the same manager in charge. That's something that Chelsea does not have. But for
that
me,
manager is living on his past goodwill. On the evidence of what we have seen so far this season.
Sunday,
that's the kind of form that gets you far at a big club.
With Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool and all that he has achieved for them the last 5 years, I do not think that the Liverpool board will sack him.
Okay, last 5 years.
If there's anyone who could turn things around, who still has the will to turn things around, with kind of players they've signed as well, forget that they've started poorly. I think he still has inside of him. But to Arsenal, indeed, we have seen a different look of Arsenal. It's been quite different. Like you said earlier in January, when they decided to let Aubameyang leave, we're wondering what exactly is going on with the board. How do you let your top striker leave for free, as a matter of fact? But it felt like Arteta and Edu knew what they wanted to do with the team, what the vision that they had, painted for the team, and they decided to go after it one after the other. And that's what we are seeing here with the kind of signings they've made. Brought in Zinchenko, brought in Gabriel Jesus, Fabio Vieira, who saw him make his Premier League debut at the weekend against Brentford. Marquinhos from Brazil. And then a key part of what has been working for them, William Saliba in the centre-back position alongside Gabriel Magalhaes. Now, these are the signings that has helped them change the face of the team in total. But all of this and the performance, are they title contenders? I think it will be very, very hasty for us to say Arsenal are title contenders, because I've always maintained the fact that Arsenal might be one defeat away, maybe to a big team or to a mid-table team, to capitulation.
They had the defeat.
They had the defeat exactly to Manchester United, and they turned it around, which is very good. And then I feel at that point we begin to look at them closely and say, okay, what exactly are they building? But to say that they are title contenders at this point, I think I'll be very, very careful to paint them in that. So I kind of agree with Alan Shearer here, but I wouldn't use the words pretenders, and I also wouldn't use the words contenders, because I just feel that they're just somewhere there in the middle. So the question is, what do they do with this kind of bright start that they have? Win all of the winnable games, the ones that you cannot win. There are certain games that you may not be able to win, especially when you come against the Cities, the Liverpools. But then get the points where you have to get it. And you talk about making it back into top 4 for the Champions League, which I think should be the immediate goal here. Okay.
After the international break, they will be up next against Tottenham Hotspur. Do you think that will be a measure, whatever happens of how far they've come?
In a way, it might be a measure. It might be a measure to say what exactly their season has been. Has it been, them just winging things on? But it's obvious that they've not been winging things on, because you see Arteta and his
even in the Europa League.
Yes,
they've been really impressive.
Yes, they've been really impressive. So I think actually to define what their season might be and what the kind of plans that they have, and also seeing Antonio Conte. Conte, hey, I mean, he's building a squad with Tottenham that people aren't exactly, they aren't exactly putting their eyes on and saying, okay, maybe they could also be a title contender, because I also feel like they could be. Son Heung-min has been having a very poor past couple of games. He decided to drop into the bench in the last game. He came off the bench and scored a hat-trick in 13 minutes. Now, that is something huge for, a player like Son and there for Tottenham. So, I feel like it's going to be a very tough game, and perhaps it will tell us indeed what Arsenal are doing. That's why I'm saying, if Arsenal can pick points where they can pick points, I mean, it might help them and go all the way. But for me, the immediate goal should be making it to the top 4 and returning to the Champions League.
Okay, you can also join this by going straight to our Facebook fan page, Splash 105.5 FM. I think first of all, I see from Abu Kasimu. I think he also aligns himself with Alan Shearer, saying that Shearer is correct with his comments on Arsenal. Okay, and he's asking me to enjoy. Well, okay. Thank you for the advice. I mean, I'll take it on board. Quickly from boxing, Deontay Wilder's trainer Malik Scott believes Anthony Joshua's chances in the potential title clash with Tyson Fury should not be overlooked. Fury, who is the current WBC heavyweight champion, fought the former champion Wilder 3 times. Fury and Joshua are now in advanced talks to meet in the ring on December the 3rd for the WBC title. Public opinion views Joshua as a huge underdog in the fight, coming off back-to-back losses to unified world champion Alexander Usyk, who is much smaller than Fury, who many regard as the best heavyweight in the sport currently. Blessing, I know before the fight, I mean the second fight against Usyk, you were saying it that a loss for Joshua would seriously dent his profile, and now we're seeing it is likely to be up against Fury, and a lot of people are not giving him any chance at all.
Personally, I'm also not giving him any chance because Fury could be devastating. I mean, we saw what he did with Deontay Wilder, that trilogy of a fight. Every time Wilder came on board, making mouths, and then he sent him back to the canvas. So yes, I do not share, Wilder's trainer's thoughts here as regards Anthony Joshua. But I do believe he has nothing to lose at this point. I mean, whatever he had to lose here, he lost that against Alexander Usyk. So for me, at this point, it would just be take the purse, give the fight your best shot, do whatever it is that you can, and get your money. If you can't knock out Fury, if you can't defeat Fury, then try it. But I feel generally he has nothing to lose, so you should go into the game, the match, perhaps the fight.
He has nothing to lose.
I feel he has nothing to lose.
The little left his guts. He has it to lose.
He already lost it against Alexander Usyk. So
yeah,
how bad? So how bad could he go?
That's why Fury wants to fight him.
So the question, Fury is fighting it because he cannot fight Usyk. Now Usyk is supposed to take on Usyk, but Usyk has medical, he has to tend to himself medically, and that's the reason why he is proposing the fight to take on Joshua. So it's not as if he just wants to take on him for taking on his sake.
It's not that bad. When you say Joshua has nothing to lose,
so you're how worse could it get for Joshua? That's the question.
I think he should fight. I think he should fight somebody who is not as.
Could it go any worse than it is?
Highly rated.
Could he go?
He needs to win fights.
He just returned to the WBC rankings where he was ranked 6th. Imagine where he was initially.
So I think he should be fighting people who are
below him.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
so to what end? Can they command huge
fights? Get confidence.
Can they command huge purse?
It shouldn't just be about money for him. He needs confidence. He needs to feel like a winner again.
Tunde, that's why I'm saying, how worse could things get for Joshua after Usyk?
If he loses against Fury,
I don't think he has anything to lose personally in that fight. Honestly, that's why I believe he should go into the fight very relaxed. Just know that whatever happens, I'm getting my money. But then I should also try.
Don't listen to Blessing.
I feel Fury will defeat him anyway.
I beg you. Don't listen to him. You should go to the fight feeling so relaxed, and whatever happens, you should take. Like what they will say on the street, whatever you see, you collect.
Basically, what I mean is don't pressure yourself. That's what I mean by that. Like, don't go into it with so much pressure.
Winners are always under pressure.
If anyone should be under pressure to be Fury, because he understands that if he slips up, he loses his belt. That's just it.
Okay, now let's quickly check out football. The camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria in Constantine, Algeria is booming with 18 players ahead of the friendly against Desert Foxes. Ajax split of Croatia defender Chidozie Owaziem was the first player to arrive team's camp on Monday. He was later joined in the day by 17 other players to the delight of Jose Pesero's led technical crew. The quartet of Francis Zoho, Adewale Adebayo, Ebube Duru, Godwin Seville, and Kelechi Iheanacho are also expected to be in camp this morning. Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa and Samuel Chukwueze will miss this particular game. They become the third and fourth player to miss the encounter after the duo of Leon Balogun and Henry Onyekuru pulled out of the game on account of injuries. The pair have been replaced with Godwin Savio and Ebube Duru. The Super Eagles to take on Nigeria at the Milot Adelphi Stadium on Tuesday, September 27. The three-time African champions have another friendly lined up for next month against Portugal. That's going to be a high-profile friendly. Meanwhile, the French Football Federation have announced they will review the agreement on players' image rights as quickly as possible after striker Kylian Mbappe refused to take part in sponsor activities. The PSG striker and his French teammates are due to stage a team photo and other sponsor activities ahead of the 2022 World Cup at their Clairefontaine training base today, but Mbappe said he would not participate, a decision that was supported by senior players in the squad. Mbappe wants a say on which sponsors are associated with French players while on international duty. He does not want to endorse some brands, including fast food chains and betting companies that are under contract with the national team.
Yeah. When you are big, you are big. basically. And it also reminds me of LeBron James with the United States basketball team at the Olympics, where he's sponsored by Nike. The basketball team, I think, is sponsored by Adidas or thereabouts. So when they lined out for national anthem, you know what he did? He took his towel and had it over his shoulder, blocking the logo of the company supporting or sponsoring the national team, which is a different company sponsoring his own. I mean, these players, they have the power.
They have the power. And they also have the money. But isn't that too much? I mean, for somebody, you have the power, you have the money, you're controlling everything.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's too much, really. Because a team a team, yes, agree a deal with a rival company sponsoring you, and they couldn't agree. You cannot expect them to, maybe because you are.
And this is even the national team.
National team for that matter, exactly. So, but I have seen that the French Football Federation is actually bending to the will of Kylian Mbappe, and the senior members of the French national teams. It says a lot.
The players will always take side with one another.
Yeah,
so that's the way it
says a lot. Player power.
And talking about power and money for these players, Cristiano Ronaldo leads Lionel Messi, Neymar, and Kylian Mbappe as the most influential footballer on Instagram due to play at the 2022 World Cup. The Portuguese forward Ronaldo had a 48% increase in followers in the past year. He averages more than $3.5 million in media value per post, according to analysts Nielsen Grace Notes. Manchester United teammate Jadon Sancho is the most influential English player, while Gavi is the breakthrough star with a 5,165% growth in followers. Rankings are based on Nielsen's influencer measurement tool, which evaluates total followers, follower growth, engagement rate, and average brand value per post, and Instagram to give a media total value. It ran the players who are expected to feature at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. So it doesn't matter whether or not Ronaldo is on top of his game. When it comes to social media,
influence, he has it.
He's actually the second most followed figure on Instagram after Instagram itself.
Yes.
So that's technically you can say it's actually the most followed. Okay, David Beckham and Tyson Fury have paid tribute to Queen Elizabeth II on the day of her state funeral. Sport came to a standstill once more on Monday as a mark of respect for the UK's longest-serving monarch, with sporting personalities and organizations sharing condolences. Former England captain Beckham remembered Her Majesty as a unique, inspirational and caring leader. Beckham queued for 13 hours to see the Queen lying in state in Westminster Hall. Now, let's quickly go straight to our Facebook fan page. Before we break for the Premier League updates, we have lots of comments here. Adeni Guju saying, good morning. John Sim Fa Bamiye say Arsenal's game against Tottenham will test what he is trying to do this season. But that's just one game, and it's just 3 points. Yeah. A top 4 place would be a huge success for the Gunners. Good morning. Ayetoma Kingsley, good morning. For me, I don't think Arsenal is ready to win the league. Man City has won it a couple of times with Gabriel Jesus as their optional striker. If the Gunners are willing to win the league, Gabriel Jesus should not have been their number 1 striker. I think top 4 finish would not be a bad idea. But he's doing what a striker is expected to do.
What he was bought to do.
Goals.
He's having influence up front. What else do you expect?
Oluwaseun Bassey saying, when Arsenal finally wins the league, I shall buy you an Arsenal jersey and promise me to rock it on one of your shows. I promise. I will rock it on one of my shows. The BBC Premier League update is up next, but I didn't promise that I will include the badge.
Okay. No, why would you pull off the badge?
It could be without the badge.
No, it has to be with the badge.
I'm learning from Dixon.
It has to be with the badge.
A jersey is a jersey. The Premier League update.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Andy Barwell at the BBC Sports Centre. The former Premier League player Nigel Reo-Coker says there is still plenty of work to do at Arsenal if they want to be top of the table at the end of the season. Mikel Arteta's side have managed to win 6 out of 7 league games so far. They're the current pace setters, but their achievements aren't convincing some pundits. This is Reo-Coker's view.
I think that they can compete. I just don't think that they've got enough to go all the way to win the Premier League. I think Arsenal's always biggest test is going to be the games against Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, those top 4, top 6. That's when Arsenal are really going to be judged to see how far they've come. I think they're definitely a lot more consistent this year. You know, these are the type of games you'd expect to be potential banana peels for Arsenal, but the consistency level has improved.
The former Premier League defender Jonathan Woodgate thinks a place in the Champions League next season should be Arsenal's main ambition.
Arsenal have started terrifically well, but it's when they start playing Thursday, Sunday, and the team on the Saturday's already won, like a Man City or a Liverpool, then they have to win that game. And it's different when that pressure's on you. You have to win the game to compete. I just think they're a little bit short at the minute. I think with the squad that Man City have, and Arsenal have done ever so well this season, but I just think that is a step too far. It'd be a good season if they finish top 4.
At the other end of the table, West Ham United have suffered 5 losses so far, and one of their former players and an Arsenal legend as well, Ian Wright, says the current international break may benefit David Moyes' team.
And I think it's like 36 points in 34 Premier League games. That's not good form for West Ham. I think the international break is perfect for West Ham at the moment. They need that.
And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
Okay, that was the BBC Premier League update. Welcome back on Sports Bang. Barca have announced profit of 98 million euros for the 2021-2022 campaign and Prigida will make another 271 million euros in the current season. So much for a club that is
that's broke.
And Piqué, reports is that he had a dressing room bustle with Xavi, the coach. They were former teammates. Yeah. Maybe that's playing out. But the fact is that he's only started one game.
What does he expect? He's 35. There are younger players, faster players. Kunde is there. There's Andreas Christensen. Even Jordi Alba has dropped in the pecking order. At 35,
you're not too old as a defender.
Okay, what is performances like?
The last take this morning from Emmanuel Timile saying, are you writing Liverpool off yet for the title? Yes, I am. You told us yesterday that Man City will run away with the title. Yes, I did. All these your comments, I'm pinning them down, and I'm also taking note. Please go ahead. Thank you so much. Blessing for.
Thank you for having me this morning.
My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Well, I mean, for my brother. Maybe subsequently, I'll get your name. Do have a fantastic Tuesday. Don't forget to join us at 6:30 later this evening for the second half of Sports Bang. Bye-bye.
You wanna cross my path, I will dare you. Always in front, but I see you with my red.
Splash FM 105.5.
People talk capsule full ground. Anytime pain they around. If pain won't show him power, 3 in 1 day. To knock and power. Ibuka, pain for body, pain from fever. Any kind pain they bow for Ibuka. That's why by me always. Cap they for you always. Cap they by me always. Cap they for you always. When no get anywhere.
Ibuka will stand gidigba with you always as you pursue your dreams to make life better, and it go better after 3 days if body no tranga. Go see doctor. Na Shalina Healthcare Limited dem market am. Ibuka always with you.
For a very long time, I was in a toxic relationship with my partner. I kept making excuses. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe I need to refresh. Maybe I should log out and log in again. Maybe I need to go out and climb that tree. And maybe it's just bad. But not anymore, because I found the perfect partner. Mtn Broadband. With its reliable and wide coverage, no more maybes, just goals. So, #MTN Broadband and I for life. #relationship goals.
MTN Broadband. Get yours today and enjoy internet bliss. Visit any MTN store to get yours now or visit www.mtn.ng/broadband. MTN Broadband. Data that's got you covered.
From Niger, 60 years of comfort. Thank you for the joy, memories of comfort. Make we celebrate. Now we own it. Representing Niger, heritage of quality. For Niger, quality is vital. Now vital no more.
Bountiful is proudly Nigerian and constantly support Nigerians with consistent quality products for comfort and well-being. With